Hi, this is Rakhi. Through a video series on the evolution of military vehicles, we bring out unique and interesting stories for you. Today, we are going to talk about Sims Motor War Car, the first armored car of the world. An armored car is a military vehicle with an armor plating that can survive bullet and artillery fire during an operation. It provides protection against many harmful projectiles during warfare. Armored vehicles play a major role in intimidating the enemy, apart from providing security to the soldiers in the battlefield. An armored vehicle is fundamental for military operations today, but there was a time when a vehicle with armor was beyond belief. Winds of change started in the late 19th century when Mr. Frederick Richard Sims introduced the first armored car to the world. Designed to be operated by a crew of 4 men, it was called Sims Motor War Car. Sims Motor War Car was an improved version of Sims' earlier design, the Motor Scout, which was the world's first armed car. Sims was a visionary who was way ahead of his time because he had created the Motor Scout during the time when machine guns were new in the army and motor cars were a rare sight. Let us find out more about Frederick Richard Sims, the father of British motor industry. Frederick Richard Sims was born in Hamburg, Germany in August 1863 to Louis Sims and Antonia Hermans. He completed his education in Berlin. Sims befriended the famous German engineer Gottlieb Daimler in the year 1889 when he was 26 years old. Gottlieb Wilhelm Daimler was a German engineer and was a pioneer of internal combustion engines and automobile development. Sims purchased the rights for the use and manufacture of Daimler's high-speed petrol engine in the year 1890. Thereafter, he moved to London and established himself as a motor engineer. Sims was appointed as a consulting engineer to the newly formed British Motor Syndicate under Harry Lawson in the year 1896. In February 1896, Sims and Lawson founded the Motor Car Club. But soon, Sims started having disagreements with Lawson as the business practices followed by Lawson were questionable for him. Sims left the Motor Car Club in July 1897. In 1899, Britain began engaging in Boer War in South Africa. The imperial ambition of the British Empire and the desire of the Boers to maintain their independence had provoked the Boers to attack the colonial settlements in nearby British colonies. For the British Army, it was a bitter colonial war against the Boers in South Africa, and though outnumbered, the Boers were determined to fight. During that time, Frederick Richard Sims had gained enough fame by his famous invention, the Motor Scout, a 4-wheeled bike armed with a machine gun. There was a lot of talk about Sims' exceptional expertise in motorized vehicles. The British Army decided to hire Sims to build the very first fully armored motorized vehicle for the troops. An armored vehicle could provide protection to the troops from the front during war. In order to accomplish the task, Sims started working with an armament dealer called Vickers. The actual design of the vehicle on which the war car was based, it was built in Sims' own motor company, but the armor was supplied by Vickers. The armor plating was bulletproof and it was 6 mm in thickness. Unfortunately for Sims, the militarized vehicle met with an on-road accident. A gearbox was destroyed during the accident and thereafter, the vehicle started experiencing many technical difficulties. There was a transmission failure and the prototype took longer than expected to be made. The date of the armored car had to be extended. It was in the year 1902 that Vickers delivered the prototype of the Motor War Car and the car was ready to be assessed by the military. The Motor War Car was displayed publicly at the Crystal Palace Motor Show exhibition in London in April 1902. There was much excitement about the world's first armored car. The Motor War Car received massive coverage by the foreign press. The car was ready to be assessed by the military in 1902, but by that time, South African conflict was almost over. The Boer War ended on 31st May 1902. The prototype of the war car took longer than expected to be made and the release date had to be pushed significantly. By the time the prototype was available to be assessed by the military, Boer War was already over. Despite an invitation to view and examine the war car, officials from the War Office never bothered to check out Sindh's motor war car. There was no urgency in the environment for an armored vehicle as the war was already over. Alas, the war car got only as far as a prototype. No orders were placed by the authorities and no units were sold. Sindh's motor war car, it is presumed, was scrapped. Sindh's motor war car did not accomplish any of its goals as far as military action is concerned, but it was able to show to the world that automobiles have a place in warfare. They could be used as a weapon in the battlefield and could also provide protection to the soldiers during a military operation. Sindh's idea of armored vehicles with machine guns was way ahead of its time, and the War Office did not show any interest in Sindh's motor war car. And this was Sindh's last attempt to gain orders for such a machine. Through this video, we've shared the story of Sindh's motor war car, the first armored car of the world. Our video series, Evolution of Military Vehicles, is our endeavor to bring out such unique and interesting stories for our passionate viewers like you. To find out more about our latest stories, keep checking our website. In case of any query, feel free to contact us. Thank you for watching.